All right, welcome Waydoo owners. My name is Jeff here at MacKite.
I'm Cam.
And we're here to help you once you've got your board together. There's been no powering up yet, nothing electronics taking place, but what do you do now that you got your board put together? Before you get on the water, there's a couple things to kind of help you in this process. Number one, don't do this at the beach or don't do this at your dock. It's real important that you do this in maybe your garage or your basement, somewhere where you have some time and there's no urgency to get up and start foiling. Listen, it's very important you do that. Your brain will be a little more clear as you go through this process. This is a wonderful piece of technology, and it just takes a little bit of a couple steps to get used to so that you can have no problems getting up on the water and running each time.
Yeah, so like Mr. Jeff says, when you're in your garage, making sure that you get the remote and the board paired before you're in a hurry trying to get down to the water and get out there to have some fun. Make sure it's paired, and if it can't pair, one simple fix that is almost always the issue is that you haven't done a current software update. Just like your phone or your computer, these are basically super fun computers and they will need software updates every now and then. So to start that process, the first thing you're going to need to do is go onto your Android, iPhone, whatever, and go into your app store and download FlyerUpgradeTools app. So that is going to be a little icon with two shaking hands. It is the second app that comes up if you look up Waydoo. So there is the Waydoo app, but the one you're looking for is the FlyerUpgradeTools. So once you have that app downloaded, which I already do, you pull that up, and I like to start with the remote. So power up the remote here just by holding the power button, same as always, till the letters come up. And then I like to make sure, just double check, it's in Bluetooth pairing mode. And so you do that by holding the power button and the minus button down until you feel it vibrate.
And that makes sure that it's in the pairing mode side of it.
Yes, so now it is in Bluetooth pairing mode. We have both ready to go, and at the bottom of your app, it will say Scan BLE Device.
It's pretty hard to see. It's a small blue print, the very bottom of your phone screen.
And if you do have your like a more current iPhone with no home button, it can be kind of a pain, but you know, it works. So you will see when you're going for the remote, Waydoo Flyer Handheld, a little icon of the remote, and then connect. So what you want to do is connect. Up at the top, there will be 4 little things saying current version and then the target versions. So you want to make sure that all those are filled and it is has a target version of software that it's going to go to. Alright, so once you have clicked on the Waydoo Flyer Handheld option, the current and target versions will come up. That'll let you know that it has connected successfully. And then down here at the bottom, you will see the button that says upgrade. So once I hit upgrade here, you're going to want to make sure you hold the plus button until it goes black and a bunch of green writing will come up.
So which one do you do first? You push the upgrade on here and then do that, or the remote control first?
Yep, so you push upgrade on the phone first. It'll say sending request data or something like that. And that's when you press and hold the plus button and the screen will go dark, and in little green letters it will say updating and what the progress is. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So upgrade, sending request, holding the plus button down, screen goes dark, and the green letters come up. It does take a lot longer than the power unit and the battery even put together. So it will take probably 10, 15, maybe 8 minutes, kind of around there. And then the screen, when it is done, it'll just turn completely off. Your app will say like all done. Some things to note though, definitely want to keep the remote and the phone pretty close to each other. I've lost connection before with it, and that can be a real pain. I like to keep my phone on through this whole process, so making sure it never turns off.
So you gotta be alerted a little bit during this process.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take any like real skill. You just got to sit here and keep your phone.
It's a piece of technology, though. So you gotta have some human connection there. So to review a little bit, before we turn anything on, you should always turn the remote on first by holding the top button so the remote comes on.
Yes.
Then you go onto your phone and you search for the Waydoo app. If you just put Waydoo in your app store, 2 will come up, if I remember you saying that right. The first one would be the Waydoo. The second one has a Waydoo with shaking hands.
Yeah, no, so the first one is the Waydoo app that, you can get in more in depth with your board, do some fun stuff. I think you can track your rides. But the one you're looking for will be, at least on the App Store, the one below it. It says FlyerUpgradeTools.
FlyerUpgradeTools. That's the keyword.
The icon is 2 shaking hands. It's not even, there's not even a Waydoo or anything on the picture. So
I noticed you had to touch your phone there to keep it awake.
Yep.
You gotta stay alert.
I've been doing this a lot around here lately.
And
so
it's been almost a year since I've done it. So this is a good reminder for me too. So.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of ready. You know, it's about to turn off. I just touch it.
Is it actually counting down on there?
Yeah, so we're at 30% right now.
Add a little patience.
Yeah, I do most of the updates before we ship these out, so this may be, you know, a month or two for you guys. After you've had your board and had a ton of fun on it, you might all of a sudden be like, why is my board and remote not pairing? It worked great yesterday. I do upgrade the power unit and the remote before they go out. So if you know, 2-3 months goes down the line and you're like, why am I all of a sudden having issues? It's probably just time for another update. So that's where you go do this process. And
we're working on that too with communication. Because you're a Waydoo customer of ours, you're part of an email that we'll be sending out bi-monthly. We're not going to bug you with weekly emails. This will be a bi-monthly thing, just as for some reminders, some of these good reminders that Cam just said. And a lot of us may need to see this in writing so that we can learn not only by hearing and watching this video, stopping, rewinding, playing, stopping, rewinding, playing, but also by reading it. So that's a bi-monthly publication that you'll need to look for. We give you some tips along the way to help you with this whole process.
All right, so now that the update has finished, it is time to
That took a little while.
It did.
But, you know, it slows the process down a little bit.
It does take a few minutes. It does feel like it's going on for a while, but now that it is done, let's just set the remote aside. We don't need it for now, but we will need it in a second. So it's time to do the board. So just like you're going to ride it, you turn it on with the press and then the press and hold.
That's the power button first.
That is the power button first.
It's got a little U shape with a line on it like that. That's the power button.
Yep, you hear the beeps and then the little clicks on the power unit. Now it's time.
That's key, right?
So that just means it's turning, it's on, it's done its little check through thing, but now it's time to put it into Bluetooth, like manual Bluetooth pairing mode. So to do that, we're going to come over to this other button and do the same thing. We're going to press and then press and hold.
So now as good as I used to. There's some high-pitched noises there, right?
Yep. So when you do the press and hold, after about 5 seconds, you're going to hear a long, like sustained beep. So now we know that we are searching and we're in Bluetooth pairing mode. So it's same thing like the remote. We're going to come over to our app, scan BLE device, and now a little picture of the board, and Waydoo Flyer Foil will come up. So we're going to connect to that.
So they hit the same bottom thing to scan to see where this is now.
Yep.
So it found this originally. Now it's trying to find the battery and the power.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly. So now, same thing, it has a current and a target version on the app. So we found that, we've connected successfully. So this time when we go and hit upgrade, just like we did on the remote, it's going to take us to a second screen that says tips. If you want to read those, be my guest. I'm not going to. So I'm just going to scroll to the bottom, and then when I hit confirm, just like the remote, it's going to do that sending request data. And that's where, instead of pressing and holding anything, I quickly tap the Bluetooth button twice.
All right, so you do that now or after you hit continue?
Now after I hit confirm. So
Okay.
same thing like the remote, you hit upgrade. In this case it's confirm because it takes you to that second screen. And then it's going to do that loading, sending request or whatever it says, and that's when I double tap quickly the Bluetooth pairing button.
We'll see how that looks.
Yep. So confirm, double tap quick. It's good, it's going. This one is going to
That's
take...
a good sound.
Yes.
All right.
This is the good sound. It's
All
going to
right.
beep throughout the process, and it's going to go much, much faster. This one will probably take like 3 to 5 minutes would be my guess. Another thing to note is when you watch the little bar go up, it's going to stop at 50%. When it does that, it means the power unit down below is done upgrading, but it's searching to see if the battery needs an upgrade. So if the battery does need an upgrade, it'll continue, it'll keep going, another 3 to 5 minutes. It's still going to beep and make the same noises. If it doesn't, you're done, and we're ready to start pairing them once that happens. Alright, so now our update has finished. This battery did not need an update, but we ended up stopping at 50%. And now we're good to go, ready to pair these. But first, I think Mr. Jeff would like to talk about some of our newer batteries and review the process.
Sounds good. Yes, the new batteries, you'll have the power button and the Bluetooth button that will not be able to be decompressed. You'll know that by pushing on it and it doesn't go down. That's where you'll need to look for the magnet. Now, any powerful magnet will work, but your Waydoo comes with this black teardrop little magnet. It's got an A side and a B side. Now, for what it's worth, it appears the A side is the most reliable side to be using on powering up and using it for the Bluetooth compatible. Not sure why, it's just the A side. Remember that, use the A side. So, in this process, you would power up the battery just like Cam said with a press and hold, but this time we're going to do a quick hover and then hold it over it. We'll see if my process works here.
Yep, so now it's on.
All right, how come it didn't make a noise? Oh,
there it goes. It takes a second.
you know, I like to have immediate, you gotta be patient there a little bit.
Yeah.
So then the next step too then would be, I got my A side on my teardrop magnet. I'm gonna go to the Bluetooth button. I'm gonna go a quick dab and then I'm gonna hold it on there. I don't hear like I used to. Is that good enough?
Yep, so it's just that one long, sustained, high-pitched little beep.
All right.
And then now we're in Bluetooth pairing mode. And just like before, we're going to go into the app.
So then I would have my phone, I would go to my app, and I think at the bottom it says search. Or
It says scan BLE Devices.
Scan, right on. I hit scan, and I'm going to be looking for now my power.
It'll be a little icon of the board, and
Alright.
it'll say like Flyer One board.
Perfect.
Connect.
So, not the mode control, that's something we already did. So
Yep.
I'll go down to the other icon that has the board icon. I'll hit that to connect. Then it'll give me what updates I need.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
And if I remember right, you could do some reading, but you're going to scroll through that.
So you go hit upgrade, just
Ooh.
like you would on the
I
remote,
forgot
and then
that
it
piece.
takes you to the tips page.
Okay.
But who likes to read the manual?
That's
So
right.
we
You
scroll
scroll all the way
to the
down
bottom.
them, and then there's a continue button that I'm going to hit.
Yep.
I
Or
hit
confirm.
the confirm. So I hit the confirm button. Then I remember we need to do a quick tap, tap.
Yep. So once
Alright.
you do those 2 taps, might take a second or 2, but it will kind of like do its little noises and beeps, and the
So
update will start.
That's what I'm hearing, trying to hear the noises and beeps, and then up here you'll
Yeah.
see it start to do its process.
Yep. And it'll, same thing. It'll have its little like loading bar.
Perfect.
And
We just
it will
wanted to
be
go
good.
over the magnet side because a lot of our customers get a little confused because there is some videos out there in previous batteries that did have the push buttons. No longer will Waydoo be having the push to decompress buttons for the power and the Bluetooth. You'll need a magnet.
Yep. Also, if you are buying a Waydoo from us, from this time this video was made on, you will be receiving one with magnets. So just know that it's not really any different. It actually, they do seem to be working really well now that they've started the magnets. That's just a heads up.
So now that we got it all ready, now what?
So now that we have it all done, what I like to do is grab the remote, have the board here, and I just like to make sure they pair together. So same thing, press and hold the controller until the letters come up, and then press and hold to turn it back on.
If you have the ones that decompress, if not, use the magnet the same way.
Yep. Also, just a little side note, once you do finish the board update, the board will stay on, unlike the remote that will turn off. I would turn it off after the update is complete and then turn it back on. Sometimes the board doesn't like to be so long without its remote. So turn it off, turn it back on, go through your connecting process for the board and the remote. Obviously, we know this one worked. We got the green light. We've got the bar. It auto-connected.
Now I know though, on the new remotes,
Yep.
it's not a green light.
Yes, it is. The old remotes are a red light.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
We got confused about that.
So-
So the old remotes are red light, you
Yep.
know you're good. The new remotes, the green light, it's good.
Yes.
All
So
right.
if you have your green light with the new remotes or your red light with the old remotes, you're good to go. We're synced. We hold down the minus button. We're unlocked. And now
that unlocks the.
we're going.
Oh,
We're e-foiling. So, yes.
and you just so the holding the negative button down unlock the remote to talk with the mechanism. Is that?
Yep. Just like when you're in the water, you're on your board, you're ready to go. I believe it's
And it'll remind you, because if you try to hit the trigger, you have to unlock it to do it.
Yeah, it's just a safety feature. You hold down the minus for 1 to 3 seconds. A little unlocked icon. You're ready to rip. Now, we were lucky. We got it to auto sync up right away. Just remember, if it doesn't auto sync, it's press and hold the power and the minus button to get the remote into Bluetooth syncing mode. And then over here, press and hold on the Bluetooth button of the battery. And they should sync right up, get your green light, go have the time of your life.
Perfect.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed as a theme is you want to make sure that your remote control is on, and then you go to turn these on and do this kind of thing. That seems to be the theme, that this is important to have that on first.
Yeah, I like to turn on the remote first. It seems to connect better, for me at least.
And if it doesn't happen as perfect as it did for us just now, trust us. It's happened where it hasn't happened like that. We
Yeah.
just have to slow it down and try it again. Sometimes the second time is a charm. It happens right away.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. These things, sometimes it can be a little finicky. You just got to persevere, and you'll figure it out. It's not too challenging.
Well, we hope that this helps you a little bit. As you know, you got this wonderful piece of technology. You got hours of fun hovering over the water. These little steps will help you be successful as you get on and play, plug and play, and get on and ride your new Waydoo. If you have any other questions, give us a ring here at Matt Kite. You can ask for Jeff, Cam, or Pat, or we'll find someone that can definitely answer all your questions.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we hope you have a ton of fun with your new Waydoo.